The first shot was when the door was closed. The second shot was when the door was open and the shot been made and she fell down to the ground.
Is there children there?
Yes, there's 2.
Where's the other one? There should have been 3. They were just out there.
So one is at school. The other one is upstairs.
Radio traffic between dispatchers and police made it sound as if they knew of the suspect and victim before the incident this morning. It sounds like they both knew each other. I spoke with a neighbor who says she's lived in this condo complex since 2017 and never witnessed anything like this.
All my neighbors are just peaceful. Everybody, nobody argues or anything. So, like, it's just shocking because nothing happen over here. Nothing. So, it's crazy.
Just after 7 in the morning on November 18th, Springfield Township Police responded to the 2100 block of Lincoln Avenue following reports of a shooting. When officers arrived at the scene, they discovered an unresponsive adult female lying outside the front of a home.
Stephen, neighbors tell me this is a usually quiet condo community. A deadly shooting is not typical activity in this part of Springfield Township. That is why neighbors say they were absolutely shocked to find out that a woman was shot and killed essentially right in their backyard. Police were called to this part of Lincoln Avenue in Springfield Township around 7 this morning for reports of a shooting. When officers arrived on scene, Springfield Township PD found a woman who was shot and killed. The coroner was on scene late this morning and then left a little while ago. There is still an active police presence in this section of this complex, and detectives have been going in and out of this condo collecting evidence. I want you to take a listen to the moments police were dispatched to this home this morning.
Spurs Township's on scene, 2179 Lincoln Avenue, for what appears to be maybe a felonious assault shooting. Just arriving.
And police have not released information regarding a suspect or if anyone has been arrested in this case. They also have not released the name of the woman who was killed or her age.
The victim in the tragic incident was identified as 33-year-old Lucretia Black, who was sadly pronounced dead at the scene after suffering multiple gunshot wounds. Authorities quickly identified the suspect as Lucretia's wife, 42-year-old Taria Brown, who had married Lucretia in December 2023. After the shooting, Brown fled the scene in a dark-colored 2014 Chevrolet Cruze, speeding away before first responders arrived. Law enforcement agencies were alerted with details about the suspect and the vehicle. A couple of hours after the shooting, officers spotted Brown driving the Chevrolet in Clinton County and attempted to pull her over. Brown failed to stop, and a high-speed pursuit ensued. The chase continued until Brown exited the interstate and came to a stop on a county road near State Route 28. It was during this final stop that Springfield Township Police reported hearing gunfire from Brown's vehicle, followed by shots fired by the pursuing officers. Tragically, Brown was pronounced dead after the exchange of gunfire, but fortunately, no troopers were injured in the incident. The Indiana State Police confirmed that the situation began on the interstate and ended near a gas station at the State Road 28 exit. At least one shot was fired during the exchange, but investigators are still working to determine who fired the initial shot. It remains unclear whether Brown was struck by police gunfire. Police also reported that a gun was found in the car, and at least one shot was fired from Brown's vehicle as well as from the troopers. The number of officers who fired their weapons, as well as the exact number of shots fired, has not been disclosed. Following the gunfire, Indiana State Police's SWAT unit approached the vehicle using an armored vehicle. Upon approaching the car, they found Brown deceased inside, and no further injuries were reported. The Indiana State Police's Criminal Investigation Division is currently leading an investigation into the shooting as they continue to piece together the details of the tragic series of events. A Facebook post made by a close friend of Lucretia provided a bit more insight as to what may have caused everything to go left. She stated, "I don't know why people are sharing them together, like she didn't just kill my friend. My friend didn't want to be with her anymore. She is a coward. You killed yourself because you couldn't have your way. She was old and controlling, a true female narcissist. My friend was on the phone begging for her life, and she still took it. They did not live together. There is no excuse why you went to her house and uncooked her car battery so that she couldn't leave and took her life. This is not fair. Another post read, "To wake up and see you're no longer here baffles me. It's never okay to take a life, and you didn't deserve that no matter what the circumstances were. To lose your life to your own partner, your wife, is what makes it even more hurtful. Friend, this wasn't supposed to happen to you at all. You both lost y'all life due to domestic problems. She didn't have to shoot you. That was the cowardly thing to do." Neighbors were deeply shaken by the events, especially since their normally quiet neighborhood was not accustomed to such incidents. One was informed by others that a bullet hole had been found in her window. She described the morning as traumatizing, with police and crime tape outside her home and her neighbor's lifeless body nearby. She expressed gratitude that she was in the back of her house, where her grandchildren usually play, as the situation could have been far worse.
They knocked on the door and told me that it was a bullet hole in my window.
A traumatizing Monday morning. Linda Sales says she looked outside of her Springfield Township apartment to see police officers and crime tape, then realized someone shot and killed her neighbor, Lucretia Black, just feet from her door, and one of those bullets hit her back window.
It's so blessed and lucky that I was sleeping, that I was in the back. I'm so thankful that my grandkids wasn't here, because that's the area where they play, eat, and spend their time.
Minutes earlier,
911, do you have an emergency?
Yes, someone's dead.
a 911 call from a man who was with Black.
Who is this person to you? A friend?
She's like a caretaker to me.
At the time, the man who called wasn't sure who shot her.
Okay, do you know of her? Like, have you seen her before, or was she just a stranger?
I saw her a couple times.
We found out through Hamilton County court records, Lucretia Black and the suspect, 42-year-old Terea Brown, were married. One friend of Black described their relationship to WCPO 9 News as on again, off again, and the two would fight often. About 2.5 hours later, after the fatal shooting in Springfield Township, another shooting, this time between Brown and Indiana State Police on I-65 in Clinton County. ISP said troopers tried to stop Brown on the interstate, but said she never stopped, and during the chase, fired shots at troopers from her car. Troopers shot back at her. SWAT was also called and discovered Brown dead in her car. Indiana State Police said they recovered a gun from Brown's car, but they didn't make it clear if she died from gunshots by state troopers. I reached out to Brown's family, but I haven't heard back from them.
This all started as a traffic stop on I-65 and then ended right here at this Amoco gas station. I'm going to step out of the way because while we've been here for several hours, there's still a pretty large scene behind me here. As you can see behind me, just this large scene on the side of the gas station. The gas station has been up and running for the last few hours. I'll tell you, a lot of their focus has been behind that white truck. There is a black Chevy Cruze behind that truck. That's where a lot of the focus of this investigation has been. You can't see it again because that truck is in front of it. But I do want to show you video from when we first got here around noon this afternoon. Multiple agencies shut down this gas station as well as traffic in the area for hours during their investigation. That opened up within the last couple of hours. And it's still early on, but what we know so far is that this all started, like I mentioned, as a traffic stop on I-65 just before 11 o'clock this morning. State police tell us troopers chased the suspect to this area behind the gas station, and at some point the suspect and troopers exchanged gunfire. It is still unclear who fired their gun first. The suspect was later pronounced dead, and while we were out here, we saw several agencies and SWAT vehicles assisting state police in this investigation.
The lesson in this story highlights the dangers of unresolved emotional pain and the devastating consequences that can arise from an inability to cope with relationship struggles. It emphasizes the importance of seeking help and support when experiencing emotional distress or the end of a relationship. In this case, the tragic outcome serves as a reminder that when emotions are left unchecked or suppressed, they can lead to harmful decisions that affect not only those directly involved, but also the broader community. Additionally, the incident underscores the importance of conflict resolution, communication, and finding healthier ways to handle personal struggles. The exchange of gunfire and the subsequent loss of life also point to the critical need for improved mental health resources and interventions, particularly in situations involving domestic conflict. The story serves as a stark reminder of how violence should never be the answer to emotional pain or relational turmoil. Rest in peace Lucretia Black.